Hi Besties, just Kimmy come on. I've come on to show you my new doll. Yes, she's a Cabbage Patch doll, and she was a gift to me from my daughter Charlotte for Mother's Day. She's a really lovely little creature, isn't she? She has been pre-owned, but she's been very well looked after. She has the most beautiful blonde hair with two bright pink streaks in the front, which my daughter's pinned up, as you can see. She has a lovely little dress on. And it's got CPK, Cabbage Patch Kids, on it. But me and her, we've come on because we wanted to show you some bits that we found in a tin that was my mum's. Now, my mum's been gone 30 years, give or take. I mean, passed away. And I was thinking about a lot this week. Obviously, it's been Mother's Day. And I was looking for her tin. Her tin. And I wanted to share with you some of the pictures that I came across in there. First and foremost, these have been kept by my mum, obviously, but that is me. That's Grandma Kimmy when she was little. Looks like I'm less than a year. I'm hoping that you can see them. I'm sure you can. But yep, that's me. Look at my ginger hair. Look, now Mum piled it all up to the middle to curl it. I look safe, don't I, in my mum's big arms. That's my mum. That's Dorothy May. And then I come across a picture of my darling mum. Sorry if you can, let me get hold of it. It's my mum in the garden where I was brought up for many years. This house here is a Tudor house, and on the front you can see all the beautiful beams. Back door. This was my brother Dennis's room, just there, and next to that was the landing, which was huge. You could use it as another bedroom actually. This here was my dad's vegetable patch, and it went right the way along the garden. We didn't have a car. In fact, I don't know whose car that is. It could very well be my Auntie Jumbo's or my Uncle Dennis's car, because we never had a car. Yes. And then another one of baby Grandma Kimmy, fast asleep in what was probably a silver cross or something like that pram, because in that days what you had, wasn't it? Look at me, fast kip. Dressed in white, because in them days mums liked to have their babies in white. Got some chubby old cheeks. And then this is the very first, up this way it goes, the very first photograph I was very, very little that I took. And as you can see, it's off centre, and that's Brandy, my next door neighbour's dog. And I bet when my mum paid for him to be developed, I bet she thought, oh my word, what have I done? It was a little cheap toy camera, and I loved it to bits. Brandy. Oh, crumbs. Isn't it surprising how a picture brings back all those memories? And that's also outside the house. Then here we have Grandma Kimmy a little bit older. Now this has been obviously in someone's pocket or purse or something. It's all wrinkled up. I have got another one that's not quite so wrinkled. But my hair, as I said, was red. I had a cheeky little face, you can see. Look at the tiny little teeth. Oh, bless. And then I grew up and became a hoodlum. Yeah, as you can see in that lot, I've got my silver bracelet on, like we put on some of our reborns. So yeah, I'm afraid I don't think I've got that silver bracelet anymore. I don't know what happened to that. I think this was probably done at studio, I think, because this is not our home. And this picture is a cherished picture of me and my cousin Richard. I'm the one at the back, as you can see by now, curly hair, mop of. This is when I was really little, because this was, I must have been 2 and under, because we moved from the house where this was taken up to the Tudor house when I was 2. And here we are on somebody's motorbike, probably one of my brothers, but I couldn't tell you who. Richard in the front. Look at his tartan trousers. He was probably all the rage, wasn't he? He was probably in fashion. But yeah, I wish you could see them, but if I bring it in, you can't really see. I mean, I can see quite a bit of detail in it, but I don't think on camera you will, and I'm sorry about that. And then I was thinking too about things that bring happy memories back. As you can see in this photograph, please excuse the picture of me, that's my school photograph. It was in a silver frame. I hated it, Mother loved it, I laid it down, she stood it up. But the reason why I like this beautiful bouquet of flowers, I thought I was the bee's knees. I had left school by now and I was earning my own money. And it meant that I was able to start paying my mum back for some of the wonderful things she did for me. And I brought her with a I don't know if it was my first or second week's wages, this beautiful bunch of flowers. There were many reasons for that, because obviously I love my mum and she was a good, kind and generous mother. But also because our first week's wages when we started work were our own. And then after that we started to pay housekeep. So yeah, so that's what I brought my mum. I think we got the dustman outside. I can hear. Sorry. I hope it doesn't spoil the video. And then from that, I'm going to cover this lady's face up because I haven't asked her permission. But in this picture, this is a picture of my granddad, Knight. He passed away when I was 7. He lived with us. But the lady on this side, he called Mrs. Sally. And he absolutely adored her. She was an author or authoress, whatever you'd like to call her. And she came down to Kent and she met with my granddad, and she loved his character because he had really old country ways, bless him. He was an absolute darling. He was big and tough and could be mean, but he was a good, honest man, and he called a spade, and that was how it was. If you were good to him, he was good to you. If you cheated him, it was best to run a mile. But yeah, him and Mrs. Sally were good friends until he died, and that was that. Then we have another photograph here of me looking more as if either the sun's in my eyes, but it doesn't seem a very sunny photograph, or I'm mixed smile. Who knows what's going on in my tiny little baby mind. But yeah, that's me. These pictures were taken where my mum worked, a place of her work. My mum was a cleaner, a char. Yeah, she did cleaning, and she worked hard for us kids, I can tell you now. This picture, just cover over. And this picture here is me on holiday in the New Forest. Hair very short, it's the only way to keep it tidy, because my hair being curly grows out instead of down. The little cotton dress that I was wearing then had buttons from top to bottom all the way down the back. And we didn't wear socks. I only had on my little T-bar sandals. And I'm thinking they probably rubbed my feet to pieces, and my mum would have been cross because she made me wear this stupid little dolly socks, you know, the ones that turn over. So yeah, and that was in the New Forest, and it looks like we're playing badminton, which continued to be one of my favourite things to play. Then in this one, I'll cover the others over. There's me, look. This is on one of our trips out, again with my Auntie Joyce, who we called Auntie Jumbo, and 3 of my cousins who I've covered over because I haven't asked permission. There's me in the middle, blue t-shirt, black trousers, no socks but T-bar shoes. Smiling, ate too many pies. That was me. Then this is another one of the photographs that was taken obviously somewhere, but I don't know where. Look at that posh frock, bless. My mum was probably so proud of that frock. Probably had to work hard for a month to buy me that dress. I was very, very lucky. I was the last of 4. Quite a gap between me and the next one, about 13 years. And by then, everything had settled down. All the other kids were working, and I was very lucky. Look at my feet, bless me. Little chubby chubster. Yeah. And then the last but not least, I found this card. It says, ill in bed. Now, I was in primary school and my mum was poorly and she had to go to hospital to have a very major operation in them days. I only went to see her once and I was really shocked, and the memory stuck in my mind forever because she was poorly. To me, it seemed like there was tubes everywhere. That's how it seemed as a child. But anyway, my mum was not very demonstrative. She didn't tell us she loved us. She showed us she loved us by doing things for us. She didn't, you know, she wasn't a lover or anything like that. She wasn't cuddles and kisses and I love yous. And when I did say to her, I love you, Mum, she would say to Dad, get her away from me, Jack. That's my dad's name. She's having a funny 5 minutes. But in the tin, I found this. Now, keep in mind that I was at primary school, so my handwriting is going to be a bit naff. It hasn't changed much. To my mummy, love, Kim. Now, my mum kept this for many, many years, and then I've had it for the next 30. And I know it sounds silly, but the fact that my mum kept that one card out of all the cards that she was given when she was poorly in hospital and away from me for weeks means more to me than anything else. So hold on to that, darling. I just wanted to say thank you for listening. Oh, it's okay, darling. It's okay. My dog's going to protect me from the dustman. But anyway, I thank you very much for listening. I hope you've enjoyed my little walk through my world with my photographs. I love you lots. Take care. Mwah! You're special. Bye.